Hey, what's going on, everybody? So one of the questions that I get asked all the time is people will come to me and they'll say, hey, Tyson, how the heck do I get more prospects to book appointments directly on my calendar? What am I doing wrong? What I have to offer is so valuable. Why do people not recognize that? They should be, jumping at this opportunity that I'm presenting in front of them. What the heck am I missing? Now, just to give you an example, I talked to one advisor the other day and he's like, hey, I've messaged 2,700 people on LinkedIn. I've had a couple of appointments, but I'm just not getting people to move forward. So what I'm going to show you on this training is how to do exactly what you're seeing below. So this is an appointment that was booked with one of our clients in the last couple of days, where we were able to put together a marketing campaign for this advisor. She's a life insurance professional, financial advisor. But the way that we were able to position the campaign, the different steps that we had the prospect take, got her to the point where she felt compelled to reach out to the financial advisor and book an appointment directly on her calendar. So you'll see below that when she booked this appointment, she said, hey, I'm a real estate broker. I had a good income year, over $300,000. I need tax deduction ideas. Now, it doesn't matter what service you're offering, what product you're offering. What I'm about to show you is going to apply across the board. And it's all about how to get your prospect to move forward with you, okay? So a big key concept to this is something called micro commitments. Now, let me show you what I mean by micro commitments, right? So when it comes to whatever you're offering, let's use the analogy of this treasure chest that you're seeing on the far side of your screen, okay? So this treasure chest represents whatever it is that you have to offer, whether it's life insurance, long-term care, assets under management, investment concepts or products or solutions, whatever it is. You are offering something of value. Now, whatever that something of value is something that is so, man, it's so valuable in your opinion, in your eyes, that you are willing to base your entire career off of this concept, this product, this service, right? So in our minds, as the professionals, we're seeing this and we're like, hey, this is so valuable. I should just be able to present this in front of somebody and they should be jumping at the idea of being able to implement this in their life. So that's because we know what's inside this treasure chest, okay? We know exactly what will happen when our prospect opens the treasure chest and they take advantage of whatever it is that we're offering, okay? But now let's go to the other side of your screen. This represents your prospect. So your prospect, naturally, just the way that we are as consumers, we are going to be immediately skeptical of whatever it is that people are trying to sell us, okay? So even if somebody said, hey, I'm gonna 10x your wealth or whatever it is, right? Let's talk about tax-free income. We're gonna say, hey, I'm gonna help you keep 30% more of your income in retirement. If somebody's got $1 million, we're gonna show you how to keep $300,000 more. In our minds, we're seeing that as like a no-brainer, okay? But with our prospects, when we are presenting that to them for the first time, in their minds, that is such a big leap to get over there that they're just not quite sure, okay? So with that prospect, if their pain point is strong enough to where they need that solved right now, they're gonna be willing to make that jump all the way over to that treasure chest from day one. So that's where you'll see sometimes when you go out and you message somebody on LinkedIn and you'll say, hey, I help people disinherit Uncle Sam from their retirement plan and create a tax-free income stream in retirement. If somebody's already concerned about that, they're going to be willing to make that jump all the way over to the other cliff to where that treasure chest is. But for the majority of people, they're just not sure. They don't know you yet. They don't like you yet. They don't trust you yet. They just simply don't know what they don't know, okay? So with that being said, if we try to jump too fast and we try to just kind of throw everything that we have at them too fast, they're just not going to make that jump over. They're going to stay with their safety, right? They're going to stay safe on the side of the cliff that you're already on. So the question is, how do we get them to move forward? So what I like to do is get these prospects to take micro commitments with you, okay? So the micro commitment isn't necessarily going from where they are today and just immediately jumping on a phone call or getting them to an appointment. That micro commitment may be simply to get them to learn more about who you are and what you have to offer. So when it comes to sales funnels and stuff like that, what we like to do a lot of the times is we'll use checklists or guides or videos, something that somebody can go take advantage of to learn more about who we are and what we do without necessarily having to talk to us to get that item, whatever it is, okay? And I'm going to show you an example of that in just a second. So once we are able to get somebody to take that first micro commitment over to us, some people in that moment are going to recognize how important whatever it is that we're offering is to them in their financial situation. So again, more people are going to be willing to make that jump and that leap over to that treasure chest because they're starting to recognize whatever it is that we have to offer. Okay. But for the majority of people, again, they're not going to be ready yet. So what we want to do is we want to give them another opportunity to make a micro commitment with us. So these micro commitments can be receiving emails. They can be clicking over to landing pages, to funnels, to engaging with you through some sort of interaction on messaging. We're actually having a conversation back and forth. These micro commitments are going to help them shorten that gap to get over to that treasure chest, so that by the time you've been able to follow up with them enough, nurture them enough, you're shortening that gap, so that at that point, when you say, hey, if you want to learn more about this, let's hop on a quick call, or hey, let's have an appointment, let's schedule a meeting so I can show you how this applies to your specific situation. And once that gap is shortened enough, they're going to go ahead and they're going to make that leap over to take advantage of whatever it is that you're offering. Again, life insurance, long-term care, retirement planning, tax-free, whatever it is, business planning, legacy and estate planning, whatever it is that you have to offer, that's where you need to take a look at and say, okay, how can I structure my marketing to get people to take micro commitments? Not necessarily going from point A to a phone call, but hey, what are the steps in between? What can I get them to do? How can I keep them moving along to where they're hearing from me, they're starting to know me, we're starting to build a relationship, to get them over to that treasure chest or to that point where they're booking an appointment. Now, we're going to get into the weeds a little bit more. This is where I like to use what I call a sales funnel system. Okay. Now, funnels, sales funnels, marketing funnels, they can come with a lot of preconceived notions in your mind, depending on how you learn about them, where you learned about them, your experience with them in the past. So let's just take a second here, take a deep breath, and let's throw everything that you've learned about sales funnels out the window. Okay. So what I want you to do, instead of talking about funnels, let's call this a system. Okay. Or we can call it a marketing campaign. So on this marketing campaign, or inside of this system, what we're doing is we're structuring a way to get our prospects to take micro commitments with us. So you'll see over here on the left-hand side, we have Facebook, we have email, we have LinkedIn, but this right here is our prospect. This is the starting point. Okay. So now we could get them to just go off of LinkedIn, send them a message, and then say, hey, if you want to learn more about tax-free retirement, book an appointment with me, and send them directly over to our calendar. Most people are not going to do that. Most people are not going to book an appointment with you right away. Again, simply because that's too big of a leap in their minds. They're going to be skeptical. They're going to throw up barriers simply because they don't know what they don't know. They don't understand what tax-free retirement income means. They don't understand why they need life insurance today, or why they can't push off, for another 6 months. So instead, in that message, what we can do is we can offer them something of value. So we'll say, hey, Mr. Smith, Mrs. Smith, hey, just so you know, I put together something of value. Let's say it's a checklist. Okay. I put together a checklist that will show you how you can maximize your financial opportunities. Or I put together a checklist that's going to show you how you can capture more of your income for yourself instead of giving it to Uncle Sam. Whatever that checklist is, whatever that video is, whatever that is of value that we're offering, that's going to be something that we've already predetermined that our prospect is going to want. Okay. We know, because we understand our prospect, we understand how they think. We're going to put together something of value that we can give away to them in exchange for their contact information. So they click over from LinkedIn, from Facebook, from the email, they take a micro commitment. That is a step, right? That's a micro step in the right direction. The simple act of clicking to get over to your page, that's a huge step in getting somebody to move forward. And psychologically, that breaks down a lot of barriers, just simply getting them to read your message and click over. Okay. So they go over to your page, you're offering something of value. Now, what you're going to do on this page is you're going to offer them something of value in exchange for their contact information. Okay. So at the very least, you want to get first name, email address. The reason for that is we want to be able to do this step down here, the email follow-up. Okay. So we want to be able to nurture them, indoctrinate them, educate them, even if they're not ready to book an appointment with us, right? Again, going through those micro commitments. So on this page, we offer something of value in exchange for their contact information. And the next step, depending on what your overall system looks like, your overall campaign, is you can say on the second page, hey, thanks for requesting the checklist, the video, the lead magnet, whatever it is. Thanks for requesting that. Now, to see how this applies to your specific situation, feel free to book an appointment directly on my calendar, and we can figure out a blueprint of how you can generate tax-free income, or how you can sell your business and keep as much money as possible, or how you can donate to your favorite charity while at the same time not sacrificing your needs or the needs of your beneficiaries and heirs. Whatever it is, that's where you give them the ability to book an appointment. Now, again, whether they do or not, you will have you'll have a percentage of people that their pain point is going to be strong enough to where they want your solutions. They recognize that, hey, I need this. I need to talk to you, this advisor. I need to figure out how to take the next steps forward. And they will book an appointment like I showed you at the beginning of this presentation. But for the others that are not ready yet, we have their contact information. So now we are able to drip on them via email or whatever it might be, text messages, phone calls, to get them to take those micro commitments, to get them to move forward. Now, in this system that I'm showing you right here, we're going from email to calendar, email to calendar. But in the middle of there, you can send them articles, you can send them additional brochures, you can send them postcards, you can have a follow-up phone call, you can send them to a webinar, you can send them to a pre-recorded video. Sky's the limit, all right? But the key is to master this structure right here, this system right here, to get people to take those micro commitments forward. Now, when you do this the right way, you will be able to capture a lot more of your prospects and get them to turn into clients because you're able to get them to take those micro commitments forward. We've all heard the saying that, what is the fortune is in the follow-up or whatever it might be. That is 100% true. Being able to drip on people, being able to send out those nurturing sequences, those follow-up emails, those follow-up information, that is a great way to warm people up, to get them to know, like, and trust you. And more importantly, to recognize the value in whatever it is that you have to offer. So I hope that makes sense. If you guys have questions, feel free to go to trainedadvisor.com. I might have a link below this video where you can request a marketing blueprint strategy session. But if not, go to trainedadvisor.com to learn more about who we are, what we do. That being said, talk to you guys soon.